When you think about massive world-changing initiatives, you probably picture something complicated. But what if one of the biggest success stories for children's well-being is happening right now, every single day? And it's all about a school lunch. We're about to dive into the huge and seriously overlooked world of school feeding programs. And trust me, it's about way more than just a free meal.
And when I say huge, I really mean it. Look at this number, 418 million. That's how many kids around the globe now get a meal at school. It's just a staggering scale, touching pretty much every corner of the planet.
Honestly, this is one of the world's biggest, and maybe one of the quietest, success stories out there. We're talking about a powerful tool for global development that tackles everything from hunger and health to making sure kids can actually learn and succeed.
Okay, but here's the big question, the one we really need to dig into. We've got this incredible success on our hands, but what if the whole thing is built on a shaky foundation? What are the hidden problems that could threaten this entire global effort?
Before we get to the problems, let's just be clear on why this is so important. The benefits, they're proven, and they are profound. A daily meal means kids actually show up to school more, and when they're there, they can focus and learn better. It's a critical safety net for families, it helps get more girls into the classroom, and you guessed it, all of this leads to better grades and a better future. The stakes are just incredibly high.
And get this, the political will is there. We're talking about programs in 176 countries. More than 100 of them have even teamed up to form the School Meals Coalition, and they all share one ambitious goal, a world where every single kid gets a healthy meal at school by 2030. So yeah, everyone's on board.
So with all that success, you'd think it's smooth sailing, right? Well, not exactly. The program faces some pretty big hurdles. And these aren't one-size-fits-all problems. The challenges look very different depending on where you are in the world, even if the goal of feeding kids is exactly the same.
It's really a tale of two different worlds. In lower-income countries, the problems usually boil down to resources. There's just not enough money, which means not all kids get a meal, and the food they do get might not be great quality. But in high-income countries, the battle is totally different. It's a fight against the constant competition from junk food, relentless marketing aimed at kids, and sometimes even politics getting in the way of solid nutrition standards. So, knowing all that, how do we protect this success? How do we innovate? Well, the first big area to tackle is sustainability. We have to figure out how to run these massive programs without wrecking the planet. It's time to talk about making a greener meal. I know, it sounds a little weird, doesn't it? How can something as good as a school lunch actually be bad for the environment? Well, when you're making millions and millions of meals every single day, even the smallest details add up to a huge environmental footprint.
The good news is, the solutions can be surprisingly simple and local. First up, fuel. A lot of places use wood or charcoal for cooking, which leads to deforestation. The fix? Building fuel-efficient stoves. It's a direct counterattack. Second, just think about all the packaging, endless milk cartons and wrappers. Switching to reusable bags and containers makes a massive difference. And finally, schools can get smart about waste, reusing or even selling empty food containers, turning trash into a resource.
All right, now for our second big focus area, making these programs a smarter investment. We're talking about expensive but absolutely essential safety nets, so making sure every single dollar is used as effectively as possible is crucial for their future.
So here's the reality check. Compared to something simpler like just giving families cash, the logistics of actually feeding kids at school, all the non-food costs are really high. That's a simple but super important fact to wrap your head around. So where does all that money go? Well, think about it. You've got to transport all that food, store it safely, pay people to cook it, and you need all the kitchen gear and buildings to make it happen. It's this whole complex, expensive chain that stretches from the farm all the way to the lunch tray.
So, what's the game-changing solution here? It's a really powerful idea that completely flips the model on its head. What if, instead of shipping food from far away, we just empowered local farmers to feed the local students? That simple shift changes everything. It's no longer a handout. It's a community-powered system.
This is what's known as a local purchase scheme, and it's pretty much what it sounds like. Schools buy food straight from farmers in their own community. When it's done right, this can slash transport costs and pump money right back into the local economy. But, and this is a big but, it only works if buying local is actually cheaper and if those farmers get the support they need to meet the new demand without making food prices shoot up for everyone else. It's a really delicate balancing act.
So as we pull all these ideas together, you start to see the future of school feeding.
It's not just about passing out food anymore. It's about designing a smarter, greener system. It's about creating a meal that does so much more than just fill a child's stomach.
And that brings us to the final, really powerful question. If we focus on making these programs sustainable and on smart local investment, can we totally transform them? Could the humble school lunch actually become an engine for building up local economies and helping create a healthier planet? It's a vision where one simple meal, repeated millions of times over, could truly have the power to change the world.